is a roadhouse. People come in and out. It's desolate. The roadhouse, Terry. Roadhouse.
Oh.
Alert! I have detected 200 pounds of extra weight in the passenger seat. Please remove.
Karen, that's my date.
Sweet, let's go with that.
That is clearly Titanic.
Back to work.
We finally have a wedding singer.
Hey everybody, and welcome to 72 at 31. This is our interview show where we talk to members of the 72 Fest, the crews, the filmmakers, and kind of get their opinions, a little bit about who they are. And tonight we're meeting with Crowded Elevator Pictures. Welcome guys, thanks for coming all the way from our nation's capital.
Yes.
Where you can smoke marijuana now, apparently.
A couple months.
Legal,
Yeah.
what, a couple months from now?
A couple months. The clock is ticking.
You guys gonna be growing weed?
Going to.
I mean, like, if I've been growing it.
Oh, okay. So now you're just good.
Yeah.
Now you're all right. Yeah, which will probably force you to
everything
stop growing it.
Because
it's
it's
not
not sell
cool.
to specific dispensaries.
Okay.
I live in Virginia.
You live in
so-
Virginia, where they'll chop your feet off if you smoke marijuana.
Pretty much, yeah.
A very different place than DC. Cool. Where in Virginia are you from?
Alexandria, Virginia.
Oh, okay. I've been there. Nova, Northern Virginia, for the lay person who's never been. Don't ever go there. Ever go there.
It's a wonderful place.
It's a wonderful place.
I love it.
Let's introduce you guys. Let's everybody go ahead and tell me your name and
Yeah.
your shoe size.
Tony, 14 or 15, depending on what it is. So big. No, I'm actually not.
I'm just kidding.
This is you can match
Put it up to my hand. I have a 15 hand.
Show every woman, right?
Yes, I guess so. I don't know how that benefits me in that category. So okay.
Tony, I'm director of Crowded Elevator Pictures. Formed the founder from 2007.
2007 is how long Crowded Elevator has been an entity.
It was me for a good long while, and then
I'm Brianna. I crashed the party in 2010.
Okay.
literally.
Quite literally. I crashed the party in 2009. He was making a film, and they were maybe going to need actors, and they didn't need me. And so I showed up drunk, and I was like, hey, this looks like fun. And then he invited me back the next
That's
year.
the best way to get invited back to something is to show up blasted.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, yeah.
I was tipsy. I wasn't drunk.
You're a safe bet.
I was giggling. But I guess I'm a producer and an actor.
Well, you've acted in quite a few of the films that you guys have done for the 72 Fest.
Diva. Yeah.
Diva.
Make sure that I'm the
You've
lead.
been in all the ones we've done for 72 Fest.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been in all of them.
Yeah.
Pretty
I
much.
insist.
Yeah, pretty much.
Your turn.
Your turn. Follow that.
I'm Sean Paul Ellis. I'm an actor and writer for Crowded Elevator, and I started squatting this year.
Okay, this is your first year with the team.
Yes.
And you call it squatting.
She said crash the party. I was just
You're a
trying to
squatter. Yeah,
Just squatting.
You're like, I'm here and I'm
We're
not
all
here.
uninvited.
It's my house now.
I thought you were talking
Unintentional.
about your workout habits, like.
I have to squat. I've just been squatting a lot, guys. But anybody wants to feel my quads, like,
We'll get
great.
to
Go ahead.
That's
Get
going
in
to be
there.
the second segment.
Okay,
Cool. We'll get to this
Work
feeling
out
Sean's
program.
legs.
We'll take you through some exercises.
Like some wall squats. I think when we come back from our first commercial break, we'll all be sitting along this wall, and we'll see who goes the longest.
Invisible chair.
The invisible chair. So 2007, you started. Now, were you participating in the film fest in 2007? The 72 Fest?
No, I was in college at that point
Okay.
in time. Just got into the film club, and we started doing other film festivals. The first one we did was a 24-hour film festival.
24 hours.
To write, shoot, and edit a short film.
Wow.
And at that point in time, I didn't know how to do any of the tech stuff.
Well, it's okay because you don't have any time in 24 hours to show that you can or can't do anything, I would imagine.
But it was me and a couple other guys that actually worked in like the computer lab or like the multimedia lab on campus.
Okay.
So we ran away with that one.
Where did the
we had all
name?
the tools that nobody else could afford to get a hold of.
Where does Crowded Elevator come from? What's that name all about?
It's an Incubus song. It's one that's planted between a couple albums that they did on a limited release.
Okay.
I'm a huge Incubus fan. All my hard drives are actually named after Incubus songs.
Really?
So
you're the one.
Yeah, I'm that.
Somebody's got it. They're not famous for no reason.
No. Well, and I honestly don't even like them anymore. Like that was.
What did they do?
They fired the bass player and
that did it.
That killed it for me.
Bands out there, if you want to keep Tony as your fan, keep your bass player. Mm-hmm. Lesson learned, Incubus. Suckers.
But yeah, by that point in time, I already had the name and was running with it.
Cool. All right. And Brianna, now you are an improviser, am I right?
That is correct.
And you guys are all, aside from Sean, you're an improviser as well.
Correct.
Are you guys in the same troupe in DC?
We are, yes.
Okay. What's the name of your troupe?
It's a Washington Improv Theater house troupe that's called Knox.
Knox. Cool. Okay.
I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, no, I peed a little bit. There was a little bit of pee that came out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's me. That's me improvising.
But I mean, like, you always have a little bit of pee.
It's like I have a reserve.
There's always,
I have a reserve.
It's called a bladder.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I call it reserve. I feel like M apostrophe then the word reserve. It's a bladder?
Yeah.
Huh.
Do you bottle it and sell it?
No, I just pee. Through my reserve. As I call it. So how long have you guys been an improv troupe?
Knox has been around for 3 years.
Okay.
I crashed that party too.
I bet you did. I'm noticing a trend here.
Bree's been there. Bree's been with us for 2 years.
Did you show up drunk to that one too, or?
That's how you knew I was.
You were pretty sober.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
I think you were. If you were drunk, you did a great job at making me think that you were sober.
Well, DC is known for some pretty tremendous improv troupes that have
Get that way.
around DC, and you know you've got Michael Johnson and Sean Westfall, who do Shawn Michaels, the Shawn Michaels troupe. Yeah, you've heard of them. Okay. You know you have. You know you have to. I don't know if you guys are familiar. There was a troupe years ago, a few years back, called Dr. Fantastic.
Yes.
Rory Scovel and all those folks.
Which was
Topher,
parts of people from a troupe called 161. It was just their way to be able to travel and do festivals, but kind of maintain a different format that was a little bit more kind of in your face and ballsy. So,
oh, it's the same people?
Most of them, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. Now, do you find, and I'm sure you do, but does improv really help you with the filmmaking process? Is a lot of what you do improvised?
Most of it, so used to be.
Okay.
We stopped doing that just because unless you're running 2 cameras, it's pretty impossible to get it to feel right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know some of the stuff you guys have done with you and Michael where you're improvising, you've always got 2 cameras.
Yeah,
running,
we write nothing.
It's impossible. Exactly. It's impossible to get. It's impossible. I found this to get an improviser to do the same performance twice in an improvised piece
It does defeat the purpose.
They do something hysterical the first time, and then the second time they make fun of themselves.
Okay.
Do it what they did the first time, like it's without fail. And so we've done a couple pieces. Ripped Off, the one that we did the first year we did. That had a major improvised piece that we.
I would imagine it seemed to flow like an improvised sketch would flow.
Right, and then, but most of them we've gone to scripted, but we still use improvisers for the scripted parts because they can put on characters so much faster than any other actor do.
Yeah.
When I'm doing the actual filming and the directing at the same time, if I don't have to spend so much time coaching people through, just finding a character and finding an interplay between them, it's that much easier on me. So
yeah, it's nice when you're working with people who have a fluidity and an understanding of themselves and the environment. Yeah, I'm sure that helps a lot.
And improvisers are just naturally adaptable and flexible, which is very useful for a weekend film
Yeah,
festival.
especially when you've got 72 hours to get something done.
And we still we'll write a dialogue, but we say this can change and probably will change.
Do you take some time to play with it too? I mean, is there room to play? Say you've shot your scene, you've got down what you want to say or how you want it to go, and then you take a little time and you play and mess around.
Yeah, we did that for Misfortune.
Right.
We did a movie in May about a time traveling fortune teller, and so we had sort of a montage of customers coming in, and we had a few things. Those were all like the questions that they were asking her.
You just got to do, and actually Michael Johnson was in that one.
Yeah,
so
he was in that one.
He was our robber in that one. So.
It was very scary.
I'll bet he's a scary guy. Yeah, he scares the shit out of me. No, was the song that you did at the end of, because let's talk a little bit about the film you guys did this year. You won Best Writing this year. So speaking of improvisation versus writing, I mean, the writing paid off this year. And it was a very well-written film. It really was.
Why are you laughing?
No, because I guess I was, yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's how I like. That's how I like.
It's just gonna take a couple. No, because I'm thinking of because we got together. We got together on Friday, and a majority of us had all taken off work, and we met at one of the writers' houses, and we watched Wedding Singer.
Because your two films were
Silence of the Lambs
and The Wedding Singer.
The Wedding Singer. Okay.
So we watched The Wedding Singer together, which was a whole hoopla.
Yeah, it sounds painful.
Yeah, because we were trying to figure out and navigate how to hook up a laptop to to Jamal's television, and it just was not going well. We were not successful for about a half an hour.
And I'm the one that tries to keep people on schedule. I'm like, is this really necessary? Yeah. We are wasting so much time.
Should you let the drunk person?
We sober up a couple times a year.
Not right now.
But I was just thinking of in terms of our process, like after we watched the movie, we all kind of began writing down a bunch of ideas that we had for pitches.
Okay.
And one of the other writers, Matt Winterhalter, had quite possibly the worst pitch that we had ever heard, and he got a time. We had to put him in a corner to time out for 5 minutes.
Really?
Because
he wouldn't let it go.
Yeah. Because
he wanted to hang on. He wanted to keep pushing it.
He had the idea because we had Silence of the Lambs with a serial killer. He wanted to do a serial kilter, who was somebody that would walk up behind somebody and put a kilt on them. And we're just like, that's not even a funny idea.
Did you immediately kick him out of your group?
No,
because he's our sound guy too. So.
Well, and he actually did the second pass of the script.
Yeah.
So a couple of the final jokes are stuff that he added in. So
a serial killer, and he stuck by it. He was like, "This is going to be the film this year."
He was so emphatic about how well formed the idea was in his head. And we're just like, well, what do you do after he puts the kilt on? He's like, that's what kills him. We're just like, I hate you. I hate you. Just get out of my face.
We've only got 72 hours. You're wasting our time.
Yeah. So
wow. So, but there was a little song as the credits roll in this year's film, where you're just kind of singing, and I would imagine that was an improvised thing.
No,
it was actually written.
Okay.
We wrote that.
So Brianna wrote the song because we decided that Wedding Singer ends with a song, so we wanted to tie it in that way and have that song in there. So
it was
Brianna,
very Silence of the Lambs heavy.
Yeah.
We didn't think we would go that route, but we wound up there. So we had to have the song. That was
and
really
she does
important.
comedy songs, and she'll just make up little songs and be singing in the backseat when you're driving someplace and stuff like that. So she was obviously the correct person to put in charge of the song. So she wrote the song that they're actually that our serial killers singing as they're coming down the stairs.
Okay.
And then we just took and rearranged the words and just made it so that he was singing that
So
song.
it's the same
It's the same
music.
music. So in the credits, we're actually crediting did it as both song names, which is what were the names? I can't even remember.
I Say I Do, Today we say I do.
Say I do, and then.
And then I think I'm gonna die.
I think.
Which are like, it's like the same thing.
Two sides of the same coin.
We'll be right back.
Lick my finger. That wasn't his mouth.
It sounded incredible.
All right. Well, welcome back to 72 at 31. I'm here with Crowded Elevator Pictures, and we have discovered special talent. Brianna and Sean are remarkable singers of a certain sort. And it kind of stems from, I'm all about that. What's the name of that
It's
terrible
something
singer?
terrible.
It's something terrible. I bet even her name's terrible.
It is.
It's Megan Trainor.
Megan Trainor. Okay, that's not right.
terrible.
That's not right. That's not right.
The worst name I've ever heard.
It is.
That song makes me want to punch Megan Trainor.
Just,
No, you know,
I mean, like, what kind of punch?
like just a stomach,
Like fruit,
like a
or-
stomach punch.
Stomach punch.
I mean, like, you're gonna get in there for like an uppercut? Finish her! Like,
Just like a good gut punch. So you guys, so back to your films. Let's get back on that. We were talking about, yeah. I think that should come up throughout, because you turned that into like a sassy baby voice.
No problem.
That sounds
No.
just like her.
I'm just doing an imitation of her.
Yeah,
not
it's a
new
wonderful
character.
imitation. No, it is a new character now. Sassy baby.
Sassy baby.
Why does she? I would say why does she sing like that, but the obvious answer is to make millions of dollars, which she's done. So it shows what I know, right?
Sassy babies make money.
Sassy babies make so much money.
I want to be a sassy.
Remember that dancing
You are kind of a
baby?
sassy baby.
Keep
You
that
got a
up.
little bit of a sassy baby thing going on.
Thank you.
Yeah, hey, I'm here to please. I'm here to please. Am I right, 72 Stein?
Oh, it's a shadow.
A little 72 shadow?
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
We're cool.
Nice get.
So let's get back to talking about the film that you guys made for this year, which is Till Death Do Us Part. The fella that you got to play, because you crossed Silence of the Lambs wedding singer, and you did it brilliantly. And for those who haven't seen it, they have to go to the 72 Fest site, check out Crowded Elevator Pictures, and watch this short film. Basically, and why don't you guys take us through the concept? Tony, do you want to talk about it?
So we, I mean, when you're trying to meld two films like that, we tried not to go too far down the path of just one film and adapting the other, but it wound up being, I think, it flowed from one to the other.
Mm-hmm.
It starts really dark, it starts really dark and then ends kind of on a joke.
Right.
Just as often it, which I think was a good transition for
I
it.
think so,
But
too.
no, we just tried to have elements of each, and there's some little nuggets in there, some of which you can't even necessarily see. Like we had a character that was basically like a Buffalo Bill clone.
And he was nominated for Best Actor, I believe.
Yeah.
Was he not?
Yeah.
Gabe.
And yeah,
What's his
Gabe.
name?
And so his cufflinks are actually little buffaloes.
Whoa.
And like we were just little stuff like that we were trying to pepper through.
My father's got some crazy
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we kept
those
that.
are your dad's
Those are my
buffalo
dad's
cufflinks?
got buffalo cufflinks.
Yeah.
Why Buffalo? Do you know? Is he a Buffalo Bills fan? Does he put people in his basement?
Probably the latter.
The latter, yeah.
Yeah.
Steer clear.
Basement though.
It is a nice. Okay, well
Those
that's
are two
good.
completely
It's
different
finished.
houses.
Okay.
Our basement was
Oh
the
yeah,
one
it
that
was
was
his
the
scary basement
Okay.
and my parents' next
That's our band
house.
practice space. But no, so we took some elements from each. We had some, stylistic lines that we wanted to try and match without necessarily saying, we didn't want to do it puts lotion on the skin, but
Right.
we wanted something like that.
Yeah.
What the line ended up being?
Plays the music on the sheet,
Or
or
else
else
it
it doesn't get to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
like right as Gabe was licking my face.
He was licking
that
your
which
face
was an
up.
ad lib. I was not expecting
Yeah,
that,
I was
and so and they did it twice. So.
Nice.
I think we took the first take. So
Second one was for my benefit.
Yeah.
Right now, so you're gonna get Gabe to lick your face.
You just need
Yeah.
a good tongue lashing.
You probably just asked me to lick your face.
He probably would. Yeah.
What I really liked about it was how you guys walked the line between like how your characters were so involved in their own wedding preparation that they hear this person played by Sean screaming in the basement for their life, but on the way down they hear this beautiful song being played and they can't. They're fickle. They're torn between the two. Like they come in with the gun and they're like, "We heard a terrible scream," and you come in like. And a beautiful song. So just the comedy in that scene is wonderful. It was really well written.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really good.
And that starts out with the two of them outside, and right after they just have this really intense scene where it feels like they're about to get killed by this guy.
Mm-hmm.
They get outside and then they hug each other. They finally found a wedding singer.
Right. Yeah, which I think says a lot about. I mean, who's not like that with their wedding? When you're getting married, it's just like all about you and all about your plans and
Get
the
it
whole
done,
world
yeah.
revolves around it. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Mhm.
It's almost like being tied to a drum set in the basement with Gabe licking your face. It's very similar to
That's
that.
exactly what marriage is like.
It's just like that.
I'm gonna touch down on this one.
So outside of how do you compare making a film in 72 hours versus making a film where you don't have that sort of time limit? Like, what are the pros and cons of something like that?
We've never done it.
You've never done one without the time limit. Okay. Tony, have you?
So we do. I started doing sketch videos for a show in DC called the Charlie Bisconado Show.
Yeah, I've heard of that show.
And which is how I got to work with a lot of the people that we use.
That's how you and I met.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you were directing, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
And so, it was a great show to be able to just kind of come up with non sequitur little sketches, and I had a time limit, but it wasn't 72 hours.
Right.
It was like 2 weeks.
Right.
But my habit is working in that same confine, so I would always shoot in like an hour and a half, and then I would go edit it the next night in like 3 hours,
Okay.
and have a finished product that we would play in front of 50, 60 people,
Okay.
a
So
week later.
do you feel like your experience with the 72 Film Fest has kind of trained or geared you to work in a certain way?
Yeah, it's 72, and we also do 48-hour film
Okay, right.
festivals. So 72 is like a luxury to a certain
Right.
extent when we get to it.
do
get
A
that
whole nother
extra
day.
day.
we get a plan. 2 years ago, we did one where we actually shot the movie basically twice. We scripted it the first night, shot it the second night, went back, edited that together, figured out what jokes kind of worked and what didn't, wrote some other pieces, stuck those in, and came back and did all the other angles
Okay.
the next night and filled those in.
Wow.
Was that parental advisory?
Yeah.
Okay.
I completely forgot we did that.
Yeah, so we basically shot the movie twice over 2 nights, and we had that luxury because it was 72, we got used to that type of workflow.
Right.
And so it's helped out a lot because I had an art teacher in college that used to be big on just make a decision and stick with it.
Yeah.
You can't spend all day trying to get that line just perfect.
Right.
You just need to make a decision and go
Yeah.
and get the rest of it perfect, and then it's so much clearer when you go back and make that change.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. I guess if there's any type of advice that the three of you independently could give to filmmakers, or even people that are out there that like yourselves, who are actors, improv actors, who find their way into film, short films. I'd like to hear from each of you. What you would have to say to people who are aspiring. Tony, if you want to go first.
So I'm a big fan of just learn every part of the process, because especially for this, where we're asking friends of ours to do stuff for free and to give their free time for
Right.
it, you run into lack of reliability. You run into the case where you can't get somebody else to skip some event that they've got planned because there's no major benefit in it for them, and they may have something really fun planned to go do. And so there's been a lot of cases where we wanted to have somebody there to be the cinematographer, or somebody to run audio, or somebody to any role you can think of, acting. I mean, we're oftentimes down to our third or fourth choices on roles by the time we get all the people that we need.
Yeah.
And so just learning every part of it and being ready to kind of pick up the slack is probably the biggest thing.
I think that's great advice. Yeah, that's great advice. Brianna, anything that you would say to anybody who's maybe in your position, who's looking to maybe get in film, or?
I think when we do these films, the thing that I'm always pushing is for us to have a full, complete story, because with the shorter time limit of not the 72 hours, but it can be 5 to 7 minutes long, there's a tendency for it to kind of have a sketch feel to it.
Right. It's challenging to make it a full story in that period of time.
Yeah, so just really focusing on the 3-part structure, beginning, middle, end, or we call it Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, or if you want to follow the 7-line story structure with, there was the platform, once upon a time there was this, and every day they did that, and then there were consequences based on some decisions, and then always have a resolution. I think that's why ours are typically pretty successful in the 72 Fest.
You guys do succeed at that. Like everything that I've seen of yours, even just doing research on you guys and looking at your films, that was one thing that really was pronounced to me, was like everything that I've seen of your work is a complete story. That definitely stands out.
Cool.
That's
mission accomplished.
That's your hammer point.
Yeah.
So that's a pat on the back.
It's a good thing you drunk and crashed this team.
Because otherwise I would be writing aimless stuff forever.
Sean, is there anything that you would kind of like to say to anybody who might be in your position, or wanting to make films, or wanting to get involved in things like this?
Be a good person. Work hard when you have those opportunities to be able to do it, and find other talented people who want to do this, who have the same goal.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. I mean, having a group of people around you that, if you guys are into the same things and together you can make something really strong. I think that that's what makes this film fest unique. And Frederick's not a big town, and there are definitely some international film festivals that have a lot of people that participate in them. But I think the thing that's really cool about this specific festival is I'm always blown away with the talent of the caliber of talented people that show up to do this sort of thing. There's so many amazingly talented folks in this area, not specifically just Frederick, but DC's close by, Baltimore's close by. And it's cool to see people pull together and pull their resources together and put some awesome films together.
I'm always impressed with the animated stuff that comes
too.
through.
Yeah.
Dick Dangerous, Joe just does some amazing stuff
Henley
with that.
Vision this year, and last year, there's
so
stop motion stuff.
That was
so good. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, they're fantastic. So what outside of the film fest, do you guys work as a team? I know you're doing Charlotte Visconage and that, and you guys have your sketch troupe, but do you shoot films?
Yeah, so after the Charlotte Visconage show ended, its run, I worked with a couple of the guys that were a part of that, and pulled together, and we started producing just short sketches because we're like, we don't want to lose this momentum.
Yeah.
We've got a group of really good writers. We've got actors that are willing to do this stuff and asking to do this stuff on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Let's try and find some place to do that. And we kind of looked around and realized there wasn't a good stage for video.
Okay.
Like there wasn't a good way of showing that off. And so we decided to come up with Ugly Hollywood, which is her name. She coined that one.
It's pretty fantastic.
Ugly Hollywood.
Ugly Hollywood.
I love that.
Because people in Hollywood call DC Hollywood for ugly people. So
seriously?
Yeah.
It's a nickname.
Yeah.
Hollywood for ugly people?
Yeah.
It's just
People in
famous.
Hollywood
So
say
much
that?
money, so much fame,
What
but
kind
they're
of asshole?
politicians, so
would say something like Hollywood for
Well,
Hollywood.
Doug, it's attractive assholes who say it. Yeah, about the city that they consider to be less
bleached
attractive.
assholes.
Bleached assholes.
Careless.
So we.
Hairless bleached assholes. Sweet, sweet, delicious.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to 72 at 31. I'm here with the sweet, sweet, delicious bleached assholes of Crowded Elevator Pictures. So I want to get back a little bit to Ugly Hollywood, which is, you guys were talking about, this is an outside project that you have. Tell me a little bit about it.
So we put it together as a kind of stage, a place to showcase like DC sketch talent.
Okay.
And so initially we needed content to go up there, and there weren't too many other producers that we were friendly with or knew well enough to be able to just pull in to produce stuff. So we just did it all ourselves. So the first 7 or 8 videos that are on Ugly Hollywood were from Crowded Elevator,
Okay.
and we're still the primary ones producing stuff, but we're trying to work towards getting other groups to submit stuff and post it there. So we just recently had our first external submission from a group called Bad Medicine.
Okay.
And so we're looking to add more of those and make it more of just a basic place that you can go see really funny people in DC.
In the DC area.
Right.
Is there a website? Is it uglyhollywood.com?
It's youtube.com/uglyhollywood.
/uglyhollywood.
Yeah.
I would go ahead and jump on that uglyhollywood.com before somebody says
We
It's taken.
Is
Yeah,
uglyhollywood.com taken?
Yeah.
Someone from LA bought that
Yes,
like a
Yeah.
Oh,
huge
sure.
asshole.
Because even our Facebook is Visit Ugly Hollywood.
Okay, visit Ugly Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
So
about that.
we've got some stuff that we branded. I mean, we've got a Funny or Die page now for it. We've got a
Awesome.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah.
That makes me
Yeah.
happy to hear. You guys are trudging forward and doing things outside, and it's awesome to hear. It's great. Now, as far as the 72 Fest is concerned, we're trying to think of ways that we can keep it going in certain aspects. This being one of them, throughout the season. So it's not just one time a year and then we're done. We're trying to branch out and do other things. If you guys, as Crowded Elevator Pictures, would you be interested in say if we did a shorter contest halfway through the year, maybe something that was online or something? We're just
How
toying
much
with
shorter
ideas.
are you trying to go?
12 hours.
Well, maybe we don't know yet, but I mean, we're just kind of toying with ideas. I mean, would you guys be up for continual efforts? And,
I was nodding before you
playing,
asked the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
Yeah.
drunk. You're drunk, so I feel like you.
The reason we found 72 Fest to begin with, because down in DC, I mean, there wasn't much advertisement other than if Michael brought it up in conversation or something like that. We didn't always hear a lot about what was going on up here.
Well, he was doing
And
the
so
promo,
we
you
were
guys
doing
the promo video.
we were doing 48 hour a lot, and we did it one year where they had a Go Green one, and then like a month and a half later they had their normal 48 hour, and then we went down and did the one in Richmond. And so in that year we were just binging. Like we were all about any film competition that we could get into, so we heard about 72 Fest, and that's the year that we did Ripped Off.
Okay.
We came up here for the first time because she got into it for helping out with some of the promo stuff that you guys were doing ahead of time.
Cool.
And we, read diligently through the rules and discovered, even though you're doing promo stuff, we can still actually produce something
Yeah.
to participate. So we pulled the team together and made that first video, and then that was really successful. We had a lot of fun doing it. The theater space at the Weinberg is amazing.
Yeah.
It's a different audience up here than it is
For sure.
and I found that for really any festival in any city, it's going to be distinctly different. But up here, it's a lot of fun. There's really funny people. There's really interesting people, and they come together in one space to put together some awesome stuff.
Awesome. Well, cool. I'm glad to hear that you guys are on board for more fun, so we can look forward to Crowded Elevator in the future. More stuff. Well, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming and driving all this way, driving 2 hours or so in the snow and the sleet. Uphill both ways, singing all about that bass and sassy baby voice.
She just went from a 90-year-old to a sassy baby.
She did.
It's a sassy octogenarian.
We talk all the time about how she has range, and it's when she straightens her hair.
It's when I
But
shave my hair.
it's also
Very skilled
I'm discovering
actress.
it's
I'm a
age.
very skilled actor. Hair up, hair down. That's what I do. I do
Yeah.
the same thing.
I'm with you, Doug.
Yeah, you and me, Sean. We gotta keep it real. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. And is there anything that you guys would like to plug? Anything coming up? Any websites? Say, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're starting the Speakeasy.
Speakeasy Shorts.
Yeah,
So
Speakeasy Shorts.
so we're
Oh,
gonna.
is that working with Speakeasy DC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about
And
that.
DC Shorts.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good organization.
Yeah.
So we will be assigned a storyteller, and then we'll make a film.
I think that is
inspired by that
a
story.
brilliant idea.
Mhm.
I would like to bring something like that up this way too. I think it's
Yeah.
such a cool idea.
Yeah.
So there's a storyteller, they tell a story, and you guys develop a film around that
Film,
idea.
Yeah.
And then is there a presentation where they tell the story to the audience, and then the film is played?
So
Something like that.
they're doing the stories tomorrow night,
Okay.
and then they're after each storyteller goes, they're drawing in the team name from the hat.
Oh, okay.
Then
Okay.
that's the one you have. You have a week to work on it. Then they come back the following Saturday, on the 22nd, and they're doing 2 showings.
Okay.
And after the second showing, I think is when they're going to do, the winner and first 2 runners up.
That's so cool. What a cool
So,
idea.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
I don't know if this will air before that
Yeah.
happens,
Sure.
but if that sounds like it's going to be something that continues to happen, I would imagine.
Mhm.
Is Amy Sedman, I think,
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
involved in that? She's got a lot of great ideas.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
that's awesome.
So-
Any websites? Where can they find most of your work aside from the 72 Fest website, 72fest.com?
CrowdedElevatorPictures.com
CrowdedElevatorPictures.com.
goes to right now. It goes to our Facebook. Eventually, we'll go to our website.
Okay.
On an elevator.
Mm-hmm.
And be on the lookout for Ugly Hollywood. I guess Facebook.com/visit
Visit
Ugly
Ugly
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Okay. To check out those videos.
Yeah.
Okay.
On
Fantastic.
YouTube.
Okay, and anybody who is watching this, if you're a part of the 72 Fest, you've done this in the past, if you would be interested in participating in some sort of smaller contest throughout the year, go ahead and comment below this video and let us know you'd be on board and any ideas you might have. Just throw it out there. We're trying to put some stuff together and spitball some stuff, so don't be scared, don't be shy. This has been 72 at 31. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace.